welcome to How to Crack the Java Interview. Why default method? First, default method is introduced in Java 8. It is a new feature in Java. It is used to support the parallel processing. It is used to support the parallel processing. It is d- it is used to support the parallel processing. It can be declared by using default keyword. It can be declared by using the default keyword. Why default method is added and changes the definition of the interface? Why default method is added and changes the definition of the interface? Actually, when Lambda expression and Stream API are introduced in Java 8, we are not able to use these features. We are not able to these features in existing collection. When Java 8 introduced Lambda expression, Stream API in Java 8, we are not able to use these features in existing collections like array list, array, set, vector. For 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 this, because of that only Java introduced default method in Java 8. What are the functionality in Lambda expression and Stream API we are not able to use? Actually, in Java 8, Lambda expression enable the functional programming and parallel processing, which will improve the performance of your application. That functionality, that feature is added in Lambda expression. We are not able to use in existing collections like array list, vector, and other linked list like this class. Then because of that only Java introduce default method in Java 8. We'll see. Actually, when Lambda expression and Stream API function is added in Java 8, we are not able to use these features in existing collection interfaces and classes. Because of that only Java introduced default method in Java. Actually, Lambda expression and Stream API are used to enable the functional programming and parallel processing. It is used to improve the performance of your application. Okay. To improve the functionality and enable the parallel programming and parallel processing, then Java introduced default method. What is the example? For each method. For each method, one example of for default method, it is introduced in Java 8. It is a default method in iterable and map interface. It is a default method in iterable and map interface. For each method in iterable interface, how it is applicable for the collection classes. Actually, collection interface extend iterable interface so that subtype of all the collection interface can use the default method. Subtype of all the collection interface can use the default method. Then we'll go to next. Okay. It is a note that default method is added in Java 8 for the backward compatibility. Default method is added in Java 8 for the backward compatibility to the existing interface. To the existing interface means to the existing interface to the array list vector without breaking any functionality due to the lambda expression. Lambda Due to the lambda expression means enable the functional programming. To enable the functional programming, default method is added in the Java 8 for backward compatibility to the existing framework without breaking any changes. Means after introduce the Java 8 default method is introduced, then it will enable the functional programming and it will improve the application performance of your application. Actually, default method take the arguments as lambda expression. Default method takes the argument as lambda expression. It takes argument as lambda expression. That's why it is introduced because of lambda expression only. That for each method is introduced in iterable interface and map interface. Iterable interface use we can use in any collection subtypes, means array list vector. Map interface you can use in hash map, linked hash map, you can use that. Then we'll go to the any programmatically how it is working. I'll show that how for each loop is working. Okay. Okay, I have a list of element. I have a list of element. List L is equal to array of a list of A, B, C, D, E. I want to use the lambda expression here to retrieve the. I want to use the for each method here, default method. You need to use that and retrieve the element from the array list. Okay, just example. Already I have the code. I'll show you. That is the list dot for each. List dot for each is lambda expression system dot out dot println. It will be retrieve the all the list element from the list. How it is working? Sorry. Okay. Yeah. It is retrieve the element like A, B, C, D, E, F by using. Okay. We'll comment that. Once again, I'll run that. Yeah. It will retrieve the element by using for each method. It is support the parallel processing. How it is support the parallel processing, I'll show that. You can use the list dot parallel string. First you need to convert the list to parallel string, then apply the for each method. Okay, that is the another example. List dot for each, list dot parallel string dot for each, then system dot out dot println parallel execution by for each loop. Then later on that I'll show that. Okay, like this you can use in list dot for each. I'll give another example. Just example, I have a employee object. I have a employee class. Employee have id, name, department, and I have one list of employee object. I need to retrieve employee name by using the for each method. By using that default method. How it is working? Just example, I need to first I need to create the employee object. Employee employee u1 equal to new employee of e001 is the employee id, name is ram, then department is it. Just example. Then I need to create another employee object. It will not take much time. Quickly I'll show that. E2 and E3, E2 employee E2, department ID E002, Robbie, name is Robbie, department is HR. Then third employee E3, new employee of department ID is equal to E003, name equal to Sita. Then department is just like sales department, just like sales. Yes, sales. I have the three employee in different department, and I need to create one list object. is the list of employee employee list of employee emp list equal to new employee of new list of employee. Okay, I created one employee object. Okay, I need to add that. Okay, spelling mistake. Okay, array list. Then I need to add that all the employee, all three employee controller. I want to add all three employee in employee list. Employee list dot add employee list dot add of employee list dot add of e1 e2 e3 e1 colon then e1 e2 e3 e1 e2 e3. I successfully added all the employee in the employee list. Then now I can try to retrieve the employee by using for each loop. For each loop is a default method in iterable interface. We can use that in list interface also, because that collection class extend collection interface extend iterable interface, it can be applicable to all subtype of the collection. Then emp list dot, I'll show that emp list dot stream. First you need to convert the stream dot map of emp. First will get the that map is a intermediate operation in stream API. It will be applicable for the all the element in the list one by one. It will get the emp employee one e1 will come, then emp dot get of name, get name. We want the name, get name. Then it will applicable one for all the employee object. Then I need to print these names by using for each loop. For each of yes lambda expression. Previously also I explained default method will take the argument as lambda expression. Then s of s lambda expression. Then system dot out dot println of s using for each method, using default method. For each default method, we'll see what is the output for this less. Then around that class we'll see the output. Yeah, see output using for each default method. First one is Ram, then Ravi, then Sita. Yeah, like this default method is applicable to our existing interface or existing collection class in Java. That's why Java 8 introduce Java 8 introduce lang default method in Java 8. Okay, we'll go to the next question.